Today, we are going to discuss a story that has chilled the spines of many and inspired countless nightmares. The true tale of Annabelle, the haunted doll. Many of you have heard her name, seen the movies, but do you know the real story behind this terrifying figure? Hold on to your seats as we peel back the layers of mystery and horror surrounding one of the most infamous haunted objects in the world. Stay tuned, and don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments below. Are you ready to unlock the secrets of Annabelle? Let's get started. The origins of Annabelle. Annabelle isn't your ordinary doll. With her lifeless, glassy eyes and a body crudely made of cloth, she might not seem intimidating at first glance, but looks can be deceiving. This Raggedy Ann doll, with her soft, childlike features, cloaked in a faded and worn dress, is said to be the vessel for something sinister. Her story begins in the 1970s, a seemingly innocent gift to a young nursing student named Donna from her mother. Donna's apartment, which she shared with a roommate, would soon become the stage for a series of disturbing paranormal events. It started subtly. The doll seemed to move on its own, initially small shifts, unnoticed, but gradually, Annabelle seemed to manifest an ability to relocate herself entirely. Notes began to appear, scrawled in a childlike handwriting, pleading for help. The disturbances grew more alarming when guests reported the doll seemed to glare at them, and unexplainable marks appeared around the house. As fear escalated, Donna and her roommate decided it was time to seek help, unaware that this was just the beginning of Annabelle's dark legacy. This doll, it seemed, was more than just fabric and stuffing. There was something within, something alive, something malevolent. The Warrens' involvement. As the unnerving incidents around Annabelle escalated, help came from an unexpected source. Ed and Lorraine Warren, renowned paranormal investigators and demonologists, known for their involvement in some of the most famous haunting cases in history. Ed, a World War II veteran and former police officer, and Lorraine, a clairvoyant and medium, dedicated their lives to investigating the supernatural and assisting those afflicted by it. Upon hearing of the peculiar events surrounding Donna's doll, the Warrens quickly took interest. After a series of visits and observations, they concluded that Annabelle was not inhabited by the spirit of a young girl, as was initially thought, but was manipulated by an inhuman presence, a demonic entity, using the doll as a conduit to ultimately possess a human host. The Warrens described its behavior as manipulative, with the ability to instill fear and manipulate physical objects to gain more energy from the environment and those around it. Recognizing the danger, Ed and Lorraine decided to remove Annabelle from the apartment. They believed that by taking the doll to their own museum, where it could be blessed by a priest and securely encased in a glass box, they could curb its malevolent influence. This marked the beginning of a new chapter for Annabelle, confined, yet still potent enough to command caution from all who knew her true nature. Notable incidents involving Annabelle. Annabelle's story did not end when she was locked away in the Warrens' occult museum. Instead, her legend grew, as did the number of eerie incidents reported by those who came into contact with her. Behind the safety of glass, Annabelle continued to be a source of curiosity and fear. Visitors to the museum often reported feeling a deep sense of unease when near her display, with some experiencing sudden drops in temperature or unexplained feelings of dread. One of the most chilling interactions involved a young priest who, during a visit to the museum, openly scoffed at the dangers posed by the doll. He picked Annabelle up and, despite warnings from Ed Warren, mockingly tossed her back into her chair. Ed warned him about mocking the demonic, but the priest brushed it off as superstition. On his way home, the priest's brakes failed and his car was involved in a near-fatal accident, which he survived by mere inches. A sinister reminder of Annabelle's reputed influence. Perhaps the most notorious tale associated with Annabelle is that of a young man who visited the museum with his girlfriend. Despite several warnings not to provoke anything within the museum, the young man began banging on Annabelle's case, taunting her to prove she was real by scratching him. Laughing, he left the museum, unscathed, or so it seemed. Hours later, on their motorcycle ride home, the young couple lost control. The young man was killed instantly, and his girlfriend was hospitalized. The investigation concluded that there was no mechanical fault. The Warrens believed that his earlier provocation of Annabelle had invited a tragic retribution. These incidents serve as grim reminders of the respect and caution that Annabelle demands, reinforcing the Warrens' warnings about the peril of underestimating the supernatural. Scientific and skeptical perspectives. Skeptics of the Annabelle legend often dismiss the paranormal claims as products of superstition and psychological suggestion. Experts in psychology point to phenomena such as pareidolia, where the mind responds to a stimulus, like an eerie doll, by perceiving a familiar pattern where none actually exists. Similarly, confirmation bias might lead individuals to interpret neutral or random events as sinister when they expect the doll to be haunted. Furthermore, some skeptics argue that stories of Annabelle are amplified for entertainment and profit, influencing public perception through fear. Critics insist that without empirical evidence, such stories should be viewed with a critical eye. They encourage a scientific approach to understanding supposed paranormal events, promoting skepticism and inquiry as tools to demystify the unknown and reduce unwarranted fear. Annabelle in popular culture. Annabelle's chilling story has been immortalized in the world of entertainment, most notably through the Conjuring film series, where she is portrayed not just as a passive haunted doll, but as a sinister protagonist capable of unimaginable terror. These films have significantly amplified her notoriety, blurring the lines between the documented accounts of her paranormal activity and the sensationalized cinematic portrayal. As a result, Annabelle has become a symbol of horror, inspiring various spin-offs, merchandise, and even Halloween costumes. This portrayal has not only solidified her status in popular culture, but also influenced how people perceive and react to the supernatural more broadly. The fascination with Annabelle reflects our enduring interest in horror narratives and the thrill of exploring the boundaries of our understanding through the safety of the screen. Conclusion. We've journeyed through the eerie and unsettling tale of Annabelle, a doll whose legend transcends the ordinary. From her mysterious origins in a young nurse's home, through the hands of the famed paranormal investigators, the Warrens, to her chilling influences that extend even behind glass barriers in a museum, Annabelle's story captivates and horrifies. What are your thoughts on Annabelle? Have you experienced anything paranormal that you can't explain? Share your stories in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of the most haunted objects ever documented, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content that explores the shadows and mysteries that lurk just out of sight. Thank you for watching, and remember, keep questioning the world around you.